So, Scotland is racing towards a high-tech future, especially when it comes to healthcare. But here's the thing. This journey isn't the same for everyone. It's really a story of two Scotlands. In one, technology offers these incredible new promises, but in the other, it threatens to leave a whole lot of people behind. Let's dive into this digital frontier and figure out what it all really means. And this really says it all. On one side, you have the world of artificial intelligence, complex, abstract lines of code and algorithms. And then on the other, you have what it can become. A simple app on a phone, designed to offer a real helping hand when someone needs it the most. This contrast, right here, is at the very heart of what's happening in Scotland. Okay, so let's start with the dream, the big vision. We're talking about a future where technology could make healthcare more accessible, more personal, and way more effective for all of us. And a perfect example of this is an app called AliChat. It's an AI-powered chatbot that was actually developed with young people and the NHS. The whole idea was to create a safe, judgment-free space to talk about mental health. It uses AI to have personalized conversations, helping people understand their feelings and build up resilience. This is what we mean by AI with a human touch. And it's not just for patients. AI is also becoming this incredibly powerful partner for doctors. For instance, up in the Northeast, the breast screening program is using AI to help radiologists spot cancer signs more accurately and way more efficiently. This isn't about replacing the experts. It's about giving them superpowered tools to help save lives. And the demand for these kinds of tools is just exploding. Get this, in just the last year, there were 74,000 referrals to digital mental health therapies. So people are actively looking for and using these new options. It proves this isn't some gimmick, it's meeting a real and growing need. Okay, but that's only half the story. Because while one Scotland is logging on and getting all these benefits, another Scotland is being completely locked out. And that's creating what they call the Great Digital Divide. It all comes down to a really simple question that just changes everything. I mean, what good are all these amazing digital tools if you can't even get online to use them? And for a lot of people, that is the reality. Just think about this for a second. Over a third of low-income households in Scotland don't have slow internet. They have no internet at all. They're completely cut off from this whole digital dream. And the impact of that isn't some abstract idea. This quote from the CEO of Young Cares Edinburgh just lays it out so starkly. For so many young people, this gap isn't about missing out on the latest social media app. It's about being literally cut off from their education. Now, this isn't a case of people not wanting to be online. The single biggest barrier is just cost. And the stakes here are incredibly high. This divide could create a two-tiered society, making the education gap even wider and locking people out of essential services that are more and more moving online only. But let's say we could just wave a magic wand and get everyone online tomorrow. That still wouldn't solve everything. The technology itself brings up some really deep, profound questions about trust and privacy and fairness. One of the biggest challenges is this idea called explainability. You can think of it as the black box problem. Some of the most powerful AIs can give us the right answer, say a medical diagnosis, but even the engineers who built it can't always tell you exactly how it got to that conclusion. And this comparison really helps break it down. On the left, you've got old-school rule-based AI. It's simple. If X happens, then do Y. It's totally transparent. We know why it does what it does. But on the right, you have modern machine learning. It teaches itself by finding patterns in enormous amounts of data, and its logic can get so complicated that to us, it's just a black box. And then there's this other really tricky issue, group privacy. We usually think about privacy as an individual thing, right? My data. But what if data about you is used to make assumptions about your entire community? For instance, if an algorithm links a certain postcode to higher health risks, it could lead to discrimination against everyone who lives there, no matter how healthy they are as individuals. So this leaves us with a massive question, doesn't it? How can we possibly ask people to trust these systems when, a lot of the time, we can't even fully explain how they work? And how do we protect not just individuals, but whole communities from being harmed by an algorithm? So, what's the solution here? Well, Scotland's answer isn't just about building better tech. It's about a fundamental shift in how technology gets designed in the first place. The official vision is really clear.
The goal isn't just to use AI, it's to become a world leader in developing AI that is fundamentally trustworthy, ethical, and inclusive. Now, that is a high bar for sure, but it sets the right intention from the very start.
And the core strategy to get there is to put human rights at the absolute center of everything. It means that before a single line of code gets written, designers have to stop and think about the impact on people's fundamental rights first. And to make this a practical reality, you're using a specific framework called the panel principles. It's basically a guide to make sure technology serves people and not the other way around. PANEL is an acronym that breaks it all down. You've got P for participation, making sure people are actually involved in the design. A for accountability, so we always know who's responsible. N for non-discrimination and equality, a critical guardrail. E is for empowerment, giving people control. And finally, L for legality, making sure it all follows the law. It's like a simple checklist for a really complex set of goals. This quote here just captures that principle of empowerment perfectly. The whole point is to make technology a choice, not a command. You should always be able to pick the non-digital option and get the exact same quality of care. It's all about preventing a world of digital haves and have-nots. So as we start to wrap this up, it becomes really clear that Scotland's digital journey is about so much more than just a tech project. Ultimately, this entire AI strategy is designed to serve the country's core values. The tech is just a tool. The real measure of success isn't how fancy the AI is, it's whether it helps build a society that treats everyone with kindness, dignity, and compassion. Which really leaves us with this final thought. The promise of technology is absolutely immense, but the dangers are just as real. As our machines get smarter and smarter, the biggest challenge we face isn't a technical one. It's making sure that our human values are the ones writing the instructions.